Things are underway between the Packers and the Jets, but as far as news, everything's relatively silent. This is because while reportedly an agreement between the two teams have been reached, Aaron Rodgers has yet to sign off on the deal. Shannon, what is going on here?
Nothing. Typical Aaron. Skip, his season's been over for 10 weeks. He's been out of the darkness for 2 weeks. Oh, it's not going to take that long. You know, I'm not going to leave him hanging. I'm not going to hold him hostage with my decision. Mm-hmm. And what the hell is he doing? Holding him hostage with his decision.
Yep.
One team loves and admires you, adores you. That's the Jets. The other team is like, we've had our run. We've had 17, 18, 19 magical years.
Yep.
But we want to move in a different direction that doesn't include you.
Mm-hmm.
What's the decision? Except Aaron Rodgers is holding it out. I don't care how long. You need to go ahead and move on, so I'll get past that stinker that you're throwing up against Detroit, the last home game. And then maybe I'll forget the other stinker that you had in the divisional round last year, the year before last, against the 49ers. And maybe I'll get past that stinker that you put on in the championship game I wanted the championship game at home. I just like to get one of these things in Lambeau Field, da-da-da-da-da. So the quicker you move to the Jets, the quicker I'm going to forget everything that you stunk it up the last 3 years. Even with 2 MVPs, you stunk it up when the rubber needed to meet the road. And as Skip says, when all the chips were shoved to the table, you folded your hand.
He folded.
I don't get so. What's Skip? One team is begging you to take their $60 million, begging. Aaron, please take out $60 million. We're willing. It's been reported that they're working on a contract with Alan Lazard. It seems to me that that's tied to Aaron Rodgers coming there.
Yeah, and as was Nathaniel Hackett, right?
Oh, what you need? We're going to get one of your guys that you feel comfortable throwing to.
Yep.
We got Nathaniel Hackett, your former quarterback coach in Green Bay. He's the OC right now, yada, yada, yada. And so what is it? What's the holdup? Green Bay doesn't want. Skip, what happened was, Skip, you keep, I'm going to leave. And it says, okay, you can go. Can I come back? Is my time really up here? Yes. Green Bay say your time is up there. Take the Jets $60 million and go do, and you say, hey, right circumstances, Skip, you look at a lot, they got Garrett Wilson, they got Lazard, they got Uzama. Great defense.
They do.
What's the holdup, Skip?
Okay, as I tweeted from the start, as I told you yesterday, I do believe he's scared to play in the Big Apple for the Jets. I believe that he sees it, and he is a shrewd operator, that his career cachet is a plus in Green Bay because he's got a Super Bowl ring, 4 MVPs, and that Green Bay fans are forever grateful to him year after year. Please come back, Aaron. Please don't retire. Please be our quarterback one more year, just maybe even 2 more years. Please, Aaron, please. So that's a plus there. But he knows if he goes to Jets Nation will see his career cachet as a minus, as in, well, what have you done for us lately? Because you got to save us, man. You got to turn this thing. We are talking about Super Bowl savior. We got the squad. We got the pieces in place around you. Here we go.
Yep.
I don't think he wants any part of that because I think his grand plan was to play 2 more years and retire a Green Bay Packer. To him, Lombardi way is easy street because you brought up yesterday, it's more comfort zone in Green Bay because he knows Green Bay. He's got Green Bay. He owns Green Bay because they have been grateful because he's their made man because he did bring them a championship.
Correct.
But that was 12 years ago. And finally, Mark Murphy and the executives all the way down to LaFleur, the head coach, they're saying, yeah, but what have you done for us lately? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have been a failure repeatedly in the postseason, 7-9 in the postseason since that long ago, far away Super Bowl. So they're done with him, and he's saying, yeah, but you gave me a deal. You signed. This was just a year ago.
3 years, 150.
Here. We love you. We want you. Please stay. Please don't retire. Well, that joke's on them. And he's saying, well, wait a second. Now, you want to ship me to the Jets. And the other X factor here is what we don't know. I'm going to guess the Jets are asking him to rework his $60 million. I don't know if they want to swallow that quite that big of a deal.
Right.
So they probably, I think I've seen reports that they're probably behind the scenes working to somehow reduce that. I don't know if it's to move some money around, just to rework that deal, because it's a killer, man.
Yeah.
And it's hard to fit it under your cap without costing you in many other areas.
Correct.
And then there's the compensation. Well, you can't do the trade. You can't finalize the trade until he says, I'm coming.
The agreed compensation. Yeah.
But because he's saying, I don't know. I don't know right now. Maybe if you really, he's telling Green Bay right now, if you really push me, I just might walk away. I just might walk into the sunset. I agree with you, but I'm sure as we speak, he is threatening to walk away.
Skip, it would damage their cap, but Green Bay doesn't care.
No.
Green Bay said, we got our guy. We believe we have our guy in Jordan Love. All we're saying, whether you retire or play for the Jets, you are no longer welcome in Green Bay. Now, what you do after that, that's on you. You can retire, go to Malibu, go back to that retreat. You can go to Costa Rica, lay on the beach, and do Hasayaka, whatever that is.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah, ayahuasca. You can do that, or you can go to the Big Apple.
Chile. You got to go to Chile.
Okay,
for
Chile.
Ayahuasca.
I tell you what, Skip, go to all those places.
You can go.
As long as it's not Green Bay, Wisconsin.
That is correct.
We cool.
Yeah. Once upon a time, it was called, when your brother played, Title Town, right?
Title Town,
He hasn't even called that in a long time, right?
No, they have not.
Huh?
So, Skip, I'm taking his words. He says he's not gonna hold him hostage with his decision. Do you realize how long Green Bay, the season has been over for the Packers? Do you realize how long he's come out of that retreat, that darkness retreat up in Oregon, and still no decision?
Do you know how many dominoes are waiting to fall off his decision? How many quarterbacks are in limbo? How many teams are in limbo?
Yes.
Jets are in limbo. Jets are probably starting to panic. Are we going to get shut out and be stuck with Zach Wilson again? They might try
for make a trade for another quarterback.
Okay.
I don't know if you can go. I don't know, Skip, right now if you can go into the season with Zach Wilson because his teammates don't have confidence in him. Damn with the front office, y'all not out there playing with him. We're out there playing with him, and we see the attitude that he displayed. That's why he ended up getting benched. They have no confidence in Zach Wilson. You're gonna have to try to hope Aaron Rodgers take your $60 million, or you're gonna have to try to trade for a veteran quarterback, Skip.
Right. And Alan Lazard, he's a free agent. And so there are reports that they're moving toward Alan Lazard, but does he want to move to the Jets without Aaron Rodgers?
I don't want to miss out on no money. I mess around and fool around with Alan Lazard, talk about, I might come to the Jets, and hear the team that got money over here, and they like, well, we finna go in a different direction. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the Jets say they go in a different direction. Now I'm gonna feel some type of way. Lazard, you need to do what's in the best interest of you. Aaron Rodgers has made $225 million. You have not. You tying your future, your career earnings next to him? Man.
So, Shannon Sharp, I told you from the first day we did this show, sitting at this same desk on September 6, 2016, every day we talked about Aaron Rodgers, and I go back to the old show I was on at ESPN. I can go back 6, 8 years.
Right.
I just never liked his intangibles. I never liked the blame-deflecting, finger-pointing diva that he was.
Yeah.
Obviously, as you said many times, this is transcendent thrower of the football. Nobody doubts that.
Yeah.
But the whole Aaron Rodgers package is hard to swallow because it will eat at the fabric of your football team over time. Remember, they broke through. Mike McCarthy was their head coach. He got taken for a Super Bowl ride by Aaron bleeping Rodgers. But Shannon, remember what happened? They were the last team in the back door of the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were the worst team in the playoffs record-wise.
Yeah.
They had to go on the road all the way to the Super Bowl, and they went to Philly, and they went to Atlanta, and they went to Chicago, and then they went to Dallas and played at Jerry World and beat the Steelers. Well, it's all road, and it's all against all odds with low expectations.
You see?
Very low. And then all of a sudden, expectations go through the ceiling.
When he's been the number one seed.
Yeah.
How's that worked out?
How has that worked out?
Every time that there have been expectations. I'm the number one seed.
Yeah.
You got to come through me.
Hey, for all his arrogance, all of his swagger, all of his arm talent, charisma, I think he's a playoff choker, and I can show you again and again and again, and I can show you how lucky he was in the 7 games that he did win. One of those at Jerry World when Mason Crossbar hit 2 intergalactic field goals that traveled 51 and 55 yards, and I don't even know how they went through the uprights, but they did.
Right.
And he threw 1 third and forever pass, as you recall, on the crossing route to Jared Cook. I don't know what happened on that play, but again, in the big picture, he's been very lucky to even have the wins that they do have. And listen, the Green Bay media, I keep reading the stories, they're down on him. They've seen enough. Everybody's seen enough. It has been heavily, widely reported that the head coach has seen enough. They're out. They're done. And he's saying, yeah, but you owe me $60 million. And in good faith, I signed this deal just a year ago. You got to let me carry out this deal.
It hadn't been in no good faith because you see, he was upset about the play call. I think it was a Dallas game. He was upset about a play call.
Yep.
It's just time to move on. And it happens. I mean, all marriages, sometimes people are married 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and it ends. That's not the takeaway, Skip. I'm a firm believer in a relationship. I'm not going to let 2 months or a year ruin 4 years, 5 years, 8 years of greatness. And he's had a great run there. But these last several years, Skip, with his indecisiveness about what he wants to do, has really handicapped the Green Bay Packers. That's why they did that. He saw it. He had the best seat in the house for what Brett Favre was doing.
He did.
And he turns around and does the exact same thing.
Yep.
That's why that's why it is so important to have the right people in the locker room, because the guys that are coming up, they see that. And they say, well, hold on. So if I ever can get to that, I could do that. If I could I could come late. I can miss meetings. I can be overweight. That's why locker rooms, people are like, the locker room doesn't matter. It does matter. And you're seeing prime example of why it matters, because we just went through this about a little over a decade ago.
They did.
The exact same thing.
He learned from the master, right? Okay, just so I don't come across as a complete hypocrite, I have advocated for my Dallas Cowboys to go trade for Aaron Rodgers right here, right now. But it's because I'm done with Dak. Right. I'm just saying, I just saw an exit strategy where I thought, gee, wait a second, the money's kind of the same. Let's just trade problems, because I'll take their problem and hope he revitalizes and refreshes, changes scenery, and I'll take 2 years of Aaron Rodgers.
The question is, Skip, I don't know. Ideally, you want to put him in the AFC, because that's what happened with the previous situation. They didn't want to go, and then he went to New York for a year, and they ended up getting to Minnesota because of one of his previous offensive coordinators, someone he was very familiar with, was there. So is this a situation where Green Bay says, yeah, we want you gone, but we don't want you gone that bad that you're in the NFC? But at the end of the day, Skip, hey, I don't care. If we done, you can marry the next door neighbor. I'm done. We're done. What the hell you do after you leave this house?
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Whatever you do after you leave Green Bay, Wisconsin, you go to Minnesota, you can go to Detroit, you can go to Chicago, you can go wherever.
Well, what was the one thing I always respected the most about Belichick? When he realized what had fallen into his lap straight out of football heaven, and he said, who needs Drew Bledsoe anymore? He trades him to the division rival.
Buffalo.
That's how not fearful he was of Drew Bledsoe coming back to haunt him.
Right. And plus, you get up from under that $60 million salary.
Yeah, okay.
Do
That's
you know
all that matters.
Skip you that cap. Do you know what you can do with $60 million?
They do. and they are also holding the phone here. Because he's holding them hostage.
Yes.
Are we going to have a bunch of money to spend, or
are you guys talking? I mean, I think Green Bay and the Jets have agreed to compensation. The only thing that hadn't agreed is Aaron Rodgers agreeing to come to the Jets, to the Jets.
Okay, but I've told you, Green Bay, because they have shown their hand here, played their cards, they have little to no leverage.
No, they got no leverage.
So whatever the Jets could give him a third rounder. Yeah. And we'll take him off your hands.
Exactly. Skip, you want him gone. I mean, if you got something in your house that you don't want, and somebody and it has some value to it, but you just want it gone,
You just got to give it away.
You give it away.
Okay.
You mean to tell me you're gonna come get it?
Yeah.
And you're gonna take it out the house?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. That's my homeboy. My homeboy. Hey, Skip. I said, look here, man. I got a wash and dry, and I got X, Y, and Z. I said, you come get it, it's yours. I said, but I ain't lifting a finger.
I know, because it's hard to come and get it.
Guess what he did? He rented a U-Haul, got a little dolly, and he loaded up the wash and dry. He loaded up the dining table, the couches, and everything. Okay. And he got it up. I said, I ain't helping you now. I'm telling you, I'm not helping you.
Okay,
but if
well,
you
then
come
that
get it,
was worth it to him to do that.
And it was worth it to me.
Okay.
So much so I gave it away. Because he was my homeboy. Because I got to take care of my homeboy. Yeah. But I said, I'm not helping you. I'm not lifting a finger. I lay right there in my bed and watch him with that dolly. All right. Get the wash and dry, the couch.
The Packers are going to lay right there in their beds and watch him be carried off to New York.
And watch the Jets come lift you right up out of there, huh?
For $60 million.
The world is holding its breath, that's for sure, guys. No doubt about it. All right, let's go over to the association when we come back and talk a little Steph Curry. Do you think he went too far?
Not far enough.
Trash talking with Chris Paul? Of all people, CP3. Shannon and Skip debate when we come back right here on Undisputed.